Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Your Mark on the World show. I'm your host, Devin Thorpe, and our guest today is Margaux Khoury. She's the co-founder and CEO of the best deodorant in the world. If you have armpits, you don't want to miss this episode.
Welcome to Your Mark on the World, bringing you another change maker with champion of social good, Devin D. Thorpe.
This episode is made possible via the support of our sponsors, including Johnson & Johnson's Caring Crowd. Margaux, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Devin. I am so thrilled to be here.
We're thrilled to have you and to have an opportunity to talk to you. Now, first off, tell us what makes your deodorant the best deodorant in the world.
Okay, we can definitely start there. So if anyone's tried a natural deodorant, they will understand and this will resonate with them. I'll just give you a little brief story on how this all started, Devin, so you have a little background. My husband and I started this company out of our kitchen about 8 years ago, just over 8 years ago. I remember being pregnant with my second child, holding my first child, mixing the stuff on the stove, and we started it to fulfill a need for our own family. We couldn't find one that worked. So fast forward a little while later, my friends encouraged us to sell it and, put it in stores. Stores sold out. So at the time, to be honest, we don't even know if we were the best in the world. We were just making a product, a formula that we had made out of our kitchen with very simple ingredients, about 4 or 5 ingredients, including baking soda and the typical ingredients used in natural deodorant. And, we actually not only wanted to be the best deodorant in the world, we wanted to be the best deodorant for the world. So we've reformulated 24 months ago, and I can proudly say we are. And what makes it so is that, a good natural deodorant should absorb the sweat, not clog the pores like an antiperspirant would do. And for many reasons, our body is actually meant to sweat, where this is a good way to release all the gunk and, toxins that are in the body. So antiperspirants aren't that healthy. And the second reason is we neutralize odor so well, comparable to a conventional product. So I hope that answers your question.
Yeah. Now, I also understand that your product is vegan.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Why do you care about that?
We care about that because there is absolutely no reason that a company like ours, any products that we use on our skin or eat for that matter, needs to harm other animals in any way, shape, or form. When companies test on animals, Devin, as you may know, they're not testing them on humans. And the very fact that they have to test a certain chemical or ingredient on an animal tells me it shouldn't be on our body anyway. That's just me. And so my goal with this is it's not just about deodorant anymore at all. After 8 years of doing this, it's about showing the world that we can build very large, very successful, sustainable companies without harming our bodies, animals, or the earth. So that's our main mission. And that's why we care about it. You just absolutely don't need it. And I want to
tell me a little bit about your packaging.
Packaging is 100% biodegradable.
How do you make a biodegradable container for deodorant? We're so used to that being plastic. Tell us about it. So
that was the main concern as well. We were never in plastic. We used to be in a tin, which no one reused. It was still, as much as we wanted to shout out from the roof at tops how much better the tin was than plastic, it really, at the end of the day, when people throw it in the trash, it really wasn't that much better. And it takes a lot of water to produce these things. So biodegradable means you can literally throw it in your garden. And the way we make it is just by using biodegradable paperboard. And we also use 100% plant-based inks. So, it's no longer also just about us. I want to challenge other companies out there to look at their packaging. If they're a natural product and if they're claiming to be great for the body, as you know, plastic leaches into our product and it leaches into our body, and it's no secret anymore. It's no longer suspected, but it's actually scientifically proven that the ingredients in plastic, such as phthalates and PVCs and BPS and BPA, that all harms our entire system, our endocrine system as well. And so I can go on for a long time about this. So it's just really important to stay congruent with our message and who we are. And I want to be safe for everyone. And you know what? We're still doing extremely well and selling a lot of deodorant. So why wouldn't we be in paperboard.
So let's go back. You told us about stirring the first batches 8 years ago with while you were pregnant with your second child and the first baby in your arms. What on earth was inspiring you at that time to make better deodorant? I mean, what was going on?
Lots. Lots. My husband, so we were actually 10 years ago, we were very sick, meaning I had chronic migraines. My husband was developing, I mean, this is sort of the sad story part of our journey, but he was developing a lump in his chest that we contacted so many doctors. Finally, one doctor in British Columbia told us, Kelowna, British Columbia, finally he said, you know what, I'm going to attribute this to a lot of toxins that are in your everyday products, including plastics. So that was the first wake-up call to create something. But we changed everything, Devin. We changed like the way we eat, you know, what we were very conscious. We became conscious about what was going into our bodies. And we changed everything from our beds that we sleep on every single night to food and the personal care products. The last product we could not find, a good one, was a natural deodorant. So we were stuck using the conventional ones. In fact, we stopped using it altogether, and we're a pretty active family, so we became a really stinky endeavor. And we were, you know, and by the way, as an aside for everyone listening, our goal is to have people not even need deodorant. I would love for one of my customers to say, I don't need it because of how clean I'm eating or what I'm doing in my life. Because the way we smell, the odor actually comes from what we're putting into our body and what we're surrounded by as well. So.
Well, what has been the outcome? So you've adopted this new lifestyle. Did it help?
You know what? It's like night and day. And again, you know, it may seem like an anecdotal story, as they say in the scientific world, but, you know, it's been a life or death thing it's like incredible, you know, and it really hit home when my husband did have to have surgery to have it removed. And in fact, he did almost die in surgery. He had to have 2 surgeries in 1 week, and he almost didn't make it. And so we woke up the next morning and we said, that's it. What we did is we actually shut our company down completely. We were, you know, making over $1 million at the time, shut the entire thing down to reformulate, to rebrand, and new packaging and everything. So, you know, it was no longer about regurgitating all the amazing information, toxins, and talking about it. It hit so close to home that we said, it's not worth it. I don't want to do business anymore if it's actually not leaving the world a better place. Did that answer your question?
Yes, I think so. So it was this health crisis 10 years ago that led you to ultimately 8 years ago launch the business. Is that what I'm hearing? To launch the
pretty much
vegan deodorant? Yeah.
Yeah, it was actually never intended to be a business, but it became that because it was right on trend. It shocked us how many people were looking for a natural vegan product like this.
Well, let's talk a little bit about how things are going. Give us a sense of your scale.
Yeah. So since we actually shut the company down, and right now before that we were in hundreds of stores. The biggest part of our business was online, Devin, in the e-commerce side. And so since shutting down, we've been in pre-sale. So we've been pre-selling our product, and we have a campaign coming up. So this year is going to be kind of interesting for numbers and all of that. But we have now 7 people with our team, 7 working with us directly. And that's not counting our manufacturing and fulfillment. And so we're looking to bring manufacturing back in-house as well as we grow and scale.
Where do people find the product? So people want to order this. They're, all the millions of people who will be watching this episode. Where do they find the product?
They can find it for now through our campaign that's coming up February 19th. We launch a campaign, and it's just so exciting because we've managed to source our ingredients way cheaper. So the campaign will be launching the product at a much better price as well, so we can help more people use it. My most important thing is I want to lead with these causes. I want to make sure that that we're doing. We know we can actually do good in this world and add a lot of value, make a social impact, as well as sell a lot of product and become successful. So we do have 3 very important causes that go with that as well. So to answer your question, they can buy it online and soon in stores.
Excellent, excellent. And where online?
It's thebestdeodorantintheworld.com.
Very good,
Yeah.
very good.
Yeah.
Well, as you've been going through this over the last 8 years, Margaux, what is the most important lesson you've learned?
It's a great question. Well, the most important thing for me, I mean, I am a type of person, when I do something, I wear so many different hats, and it is a little bit more difficult for me to let go of those hats. So one of the most important lessons for me is to allow someone else to come in who is more incredible at the certain task or something, one of my team members to take over something that is my weakness, something that I'm not as strong as as they are. And so I've learned that, allow the team to come in and trust people. And really, I want people really happy doing everything that they do. The other thing that I've learned is, this might sound different, but knowing when to quit. Quitting and failure, as you know, quitting is not a bad thing. We're all taught, no, keep going to the end, and let's just do this thing, and we're down the rabbit hole so far. It's okay to let go of something we've been doing for so long if it's no longer working.
Great point, great point. Now, I understand why you felt compelled, based on your situation and your husband's health situation especially, to adopt a new lifestyle. But launching a business wasn't really necessary. Why have you felt compelled for 8 years now to pursue this dream when it might be easier just to let it go?
Yeah, that is awesome, because I know every entrepreneur can relate to that feeling, can't they? Just it's not the easy way out for sure, or the easy way in, or to have a life where we're sacrificing a lot. We have 3 young children as well, and we're away from them more than we would like to be. But we always remember that goal in mind, which is to, we have a goal to, live really, really well, but more off-grid than not as well. So to answer your question more directly, this sort of chose us in a way. We've always been entrepreneurs. We've done, any entrepreneur's life, you'll hear that it's not just one thing and then you're done. You start something when you're, say, 16. I worked at my parents' store. They were always entrepreneurs. They owned businesses. And then from that journey, it's evolved and evolved. But when we started this 8 years ago, we were never excited about selling deodorant. It was not something that's like, we dreamt of selling a deodorant product, but now it's become so much more, as I said. It's finally in line with who we are as a family at our core. We take one day every single month and we give 100% of sales to a sanctuary. We give, every month it's different, and also 1 jar purchased of this product, 1 jar equals a year of fresh drinking water for a community in a developing country. So our average sale is 6 jars, and that's 6 years.
Wow.
So we're just, what we can all do as entrepreneurs with not only just a physical product like ours, with any product or anything that we're putting on the market, is we can start to think more socially, on a bigger scale. I mean, the goal is to be thriving as a company, make lots of money and hire people and make the world better. It's what entrepreneurs do. I believe we make the world a better place, hopefully, The other thing I want to be conscious about is the social impact side. So that's why we do it today. Why we started is to fill a need for our family. And people just started literally eating the stuff up.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Well, it's
thanks for the question.
Great lessons there, and I appreciate you sharing them. Margaux, what is your superpower?
Love it. I love that question. I'm a connector. I mean, my husband will say this too. If I just love it. I love connecting good, conscious people to one another. And I believe that together, not just alone, we're not, no person's an island, as they say. And so this world is working so much better because like-minded people who are aware and conscious work together towards a goal. And things are changing. You and I see it every day because of the internet and the social connection. We're all connected. Real change is happening because of our activism and because of our work. So I'm a connector.
Fantastic. Well, Margaux, we really appreciate you taking the time to be with us again. Before you go, would you take just a minute and tell people how they can buy your product and how they can connect with you personally and learn more about what you're doing?
Yes, absolutely. So thebestdeodorantintheworld.com, and pretty soon we'll be posting our campaign, and I would love any allies and support with our missions as well. With the water mission, we have the water mission in the sanctuaries. Animals desperately need our help and our voice as well. Some great work's happening around the world. And also the plastic issue, which we're a plastic-free, zero plastic company, and I'll be challenging other companies to do the same thing on this journey as we grow and become more well-known around the world. And so they can reach us on the site. They can reach me personally at Margaux at thebestproductsintheworld.com. And and I'd love to hear from anyone. And I do want to say, Devin, that your work is incredibly important. It actually has a huge potential to directly affect future humanity. So I want to thank you so much for bringing all this to light.
No, thank you. You're very kind. Well, Margaux, we wish you every success in the great work you're doing and hope that you'll sell a lot of that the world's best deodorant, best deodorant in the world. We hope you'll have a ton of that.
Thank you so much, Devin.
All righty. Let's do some good.
At Caring Crowd, we believe everyone has the power to make a difference. Through our crowdfunding platform for community health, we empower passionate people to drive real change. Whether you work for a nonprofit organization, volunteer, or want to get involved for the first time, you can post a campaign on Caring Crowd. Join us, because caring is where change begins.
Thank you for listening. This podcast is available at youtube.com/Devin Thorpe. Subscribe to this podcast on Stitcher or iTunes by searching for Your Mark on the World. Every weekday, Devin hosts a CEO, celebrity, entrepreneur, or other changemaker here on the Your Mark on the World show to inspire and prepare you to make your mark. Devin is a champion of social good, writing about, advocating for, and advising people who are doing good. He is a Forbes contributor who is a recognized thought leader in social entrepreneurship, impact investing, and crowdfunding. To book Devin as a speaker, visit devinthorpe.com.